So, welcome to DPA, Defense Politics Asia, and the Trade War Situation Report. This of course is the biggest news, right? The the it basically affected the market. The stock market, grows because like they think that Trump say that no, the tariff will come down substantially, and basically Trump stepping back. The knees go weak, and then they shaky, and then like, oh no, it doesn't work, and then it's like, oh, he's going to roll back the tariff against China because United States lost the battle in the trade war, although the trade war only just started. So, and that was like, so for me, it's like it makes zero sense. It doesn't gel with the geopolitical stance, because like I've said, I'm covering the trade war as a geopolitical topic, not as an economic topic. So which is why if you follow it as an economic topic, then this is what happened. The stock will rise, and people get excited about trade is going to come back, and those investors going to make money. Yeah, so I basically fact checked. So this is where they asked Trump. I will play this, but the thing is, it is based on a statement by Benson, so the Treasury Secretary. And I have been looking for the statement that he says that no, the tariff is going to come down, the tariff is too high or something. I can't find the footage. Like, it doesn't exist. And apparently this is supposedly in a private setting. So let's see what Washington Examiner said. So the idea is that they said that China they will de-escalate soon.
But gave the remarks in a private speech in Washington, D.C. for J.P. Morgan Chase. He believes a comprehensive deal between the countries won't happen for another 2 to 3 years.
Won't happen for another 2 to 3 years, a comprehensive deal.
China and the United States have enforced gargantuan tariffs on goods from the opposing country entering their borders. Trump said the U.S. was doing fine with China.
Yeah, so the behind part is just they're talking about fine, not really important. And honestly, even the one in front, this part is also not talking about this escalation with China. Like, there isn't a footage, was nowhere to be found. So, but what we do have is Trump's reaction, with the journalists asking him. And I can tell you the question is very hard to hear. So, this closed caption managed to capture it. So I want to let you hear what was asked. And you decide for yourself, what does Donald Trump actually means. And I will tell you later, what I think it means.
Today, Treasury Secretary Benson suggested that with the tariff rate as high as they are now, it's effectively an embargo trade between the United States and China. Do you see it that way?
That's true. 100.
So let's repeat the question again. So you say Benson say that the tariff at 145% is as high as it is as good as cutting trade or embargo on China, which is true. Which is what I say was the intention of the US administration, the Trump administration. So let's see what Trump answers. So far he said that's true. 145 is very high.
45% is very high, and it won't be that high. It's not going to be that high. It got up to that. We were talking about fentanyl, where various elements built it up to 145. No, it won't be anywhere near that high.
And what level do you think it will come down to?
It's going to come down substantially, but it won't be zero. It used to be zero. We were just destroyed. China was taking us for a ride, and just not going to have. It's not going to happen. We're going to be very good to China. Have a great relationship with President Xi, but they would make billions and billions and billions of dollars a year, and they would build their military out of the United States and what they made, so that won't happen. But they're going to do very well, and I think they're going to be happy, and I think we're going to live together very happily and ideally work together. So I think it's going to work out very well. But no, it's at 145%. It will not be anywhere near that number.
So this is the full answer from Donald Trump. But do you get the context? Do you actually get the context? So you process what just happened, okay? So you have your own idea. So now I'm going to tell you what I think. Donald Trump is referring to the negotiation. In the final negotiation, when the negotiation is done with China, the tariff is not going to be 145%. That is after the negotiation, not now. He's not talking about rolling back at the tariff at all. This is not what he's talking about. So he's just saying, and if you note what was said after they say that, it's not going to be that high. He talked about China taking advantage of United States. They have United States used to have zero tariff on China. China used the money made to build its military, and they game United States. And he go back to talk about the negotiation, the final negotiation. He believed that the Chinese is going to be very happy about it, and everyone is going to be happy about it, and they're going to all live happily ever after. Of course, the behind part is just no Trumpian speech. He always say very positive things about things that he hope will work out, and even if it works out worse for you compared to before Trump come into office, he's still going to say it's very good. Just like he talked about Ukraine war peace deal. So there is no rollback of tariff. And honestly, I was trying to fact check what Benson said. That I just cannot find it. It just doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. So coming back to the trade war, now that I dispelled what was making the market go crazy, and I have to say I feel like this is just a manipulation of the market. Okay, so they say something positive, the stock market is stupid, they just rise and think that something is coming, and then the guys that bought in makes money, and then they gotta sell. So never learn. To me, because the moment I hear it, the first thing I thought is just, it feels like the Russia thing. Like, it makes no sense, because no US actions points to a softening of the stance. In fact, the actions done by United States just got tougher and tougher on China. So what's coming in over the past few days? Because we haven't done the trade war SITREP for the past few days. So the biggest thing, of course, is with India. But I want to talk about this a while later. Is this one? Is this Keystone development? So United States has planned. So this is a plan. This is not confirmed yet, but this comes out of an investigation that started from Biden administration. So it was started because the solar equipment producer in United States asked Biden to protect the US operations, and then they did a trade probe, and the trade probe result has came out. So and they have confirmed that evil things had happened. evil to the Americans had happened, and the final tariff, the final protectionist tariff against this results from this commission, it will be done by the International Trade Commission. So they will make a final decision on the new tariff in regards to the solar panel. So the probe, so let me scroll down a bit. So this probe is targeting the key components of solar panels exported to Southeast Asia, and which then produced the solar panel, which then was exported to United States. So the finding confirms that there is subsidies, tax break, low-cost loans, dumping margins, justifying anti-dumping, countervailing duties to level the playing field for US producers. So basically, they have discovered that there's massive non-WTO-ish thingy fair trading regarding solar panel. So, and they decide, then they have say that they go to tariff all these countries, and the respective country affected is Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, and Malaysia. And Cambodia will be facing potentially the highest tariff at 3,521%, basically 35 times more expensive, basically effectively killing off Cambodia's solar panel export to United States. So this rate reflects their calculation of severe dumping and subsidy levels, which is tied to specific Cambodian firms and supply chains linked to Chinese manufacturer. Chinese manufacturer. Note, Vietnam, duties to 365.9%, basically as good as 400%. So it's going to be like 5 times the normal cost. So targeting major exporters like Trina Solar and Jinko Solar, which have production facilities in Vietnam. Both of them, I believe, is Chinese companies. And the high rate aims to curb Vietnam's role as a transshipment hub for Chinese solar components. So basically they do not believe that the solar panels is actually produced in Vietnam. So they believe that this is just a transshipment thing. So in case you do not know what is transshipment, it's basically the product is already produced in China. They move to Vietnam, they remove the made in China tag and put made in Vietnam tag, and then they just export. So basically they do not do any value add to the product. And so that is transshipment. So basically it's just gaming the system. Thailand similarly get almost the same duties. So basically impacting Canadian solar operating in Thailand. So the rates reflects significant dumping margins and subsidies, but slightly lower than Cambodia and than Vietnam, but this tremendously lower than Cambodia. Although the 3,521%, yeah, this is just, let me check. Let me double check. This is getting stupid. Then it's correct. So you can see Times of India have said that, and it is the New York Sun 3,521%. So it's real. It's not a joke. It is actually that high. So sometimes I see the numbers like, should I fact check this again? Actually, I fact check this before I put it into the focus page. But it's sometimes when I do the videos, like I better fact check this again. In Malaysia, they have only a 34.4% proposed duty. The affected company is First Solar. So the main thing is there's a lower rate for this. From what I have read, is because this is a Malaysian company, and they are trying to produce their own solar panel. The problem is they do not have the full supply chain, which is why they are importing from China, and as a result, they still get the tariff because they are using China parts. So if they are able to fully develop their own product, their own entire supply chain, then they could potentially get away from any form of duties. So basically this rate they will be doing a review, and they will come out with the rates in mid 2025. So this is a preliminary rate. So this rate is already the proposed rate. So they will be confirming this, the Department of Commerce, and the final decision will be made by a separate US agency. So this is significant. Literally, this is targeting not Cambodia. They're not targeting Vietnam. They're not targeting Thailand. They're not targeting Malaysia. This is an action deliberately targeting China. This is entirely targeting China. So I have to say, this is a sign that this is not over. We're still in the early days. We're still within the first month of the trade war. So when I hear all this excitement about potentially the tariff is gonna come down, no, it makes zero sense. There's the tide, the tide of the war, or the tide of the actions taken by United States don't make sense. It just doesn't match. Another thing is that if you really look from a geopolitical perspective, the desperation of United States, if they don't change, they're going to collapse into like the Roman Empire. This moment in time is the only time United States can fight China. If they don't really defeat China in this trade war and totally destroy Chinese economy and reset the rules of trade, that protects US manufacturing, I think United States will never get another chance again. This is the only window that United States will ever get. And Trump is the only president that they will ever have that is willing and have the guts to do all these things and have the capability to take all the media pressure and just do it still. So, which is also why, based on all these different factors, I believe that United States will continue the trade war until the very end. And China, given that all the things that I've always told you guys, which many of you guys don't believe, the economic situation within China means that they must fight this trade war to the very end and hopefully delay and drag it out for as long as they can, so that Trump will be out of office before the trade war concluded, and then China can then negotiate with the new president and get rid of all this all this tariff, and so that China can get back and the Communist Party of China will continue to stay in power. So the Chinese will try to drag it out, the negotiations. The problem is, can they last 4 years? There's another question altogether. So depending on what you believe in the strength of the Chinese, they may or may not be able to do it. But that's another question altogether. China is a unique country. They're very big. The Communist Party is very powerful. Economics-wise, it's now very poor. You may think that the numbers is good. I don't agree. I don't believe the numbers. And that's what it is. But we shall see, because you don't have to take my words for it. We will wait for another next 2-3 months. We're probably going to see the results of the trade war on China. The numbers are going to come out, and even if the numbers is not coming out because they fix the numbers, or they hide the numbers, or they don't report the numbers, you'll probably still see it on social media. Things is going to happen, and we're probably going to sense what is actually happening inside China. So that is another question altogether. And whether the United States will survive without Chinese goods, similarly, we are also going to know within the next 2-3 months. But the rumors is that the supermarkets and the departmental stores is going to raise the price. Yeah, I would say brace away. It is what it is. Everyone is going to suffer in the trade war. That's just how the trade war goes. Everybody will suffer, and it's just a matter of who can suffer longer and who will give in. That's a matter. That's simply it. So another big development, of course, is the India-US trade deal. J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, is currently in India in the 4-day trip. I think now is the 3rd day, and in the 2nd day, in his speech in Jaipur. I forgot where's the place. Just Jaipur or something Jaipur. I forgot the place name. So he gave a speech, and he confirms that Japan, that India and United States has finalized the term of reference for proposed bilateral trade agreement. So they basically negotiated all the concerns on both sides, how to work out the trade deal so that it can be fair to both sides. And they have talked about a lot of things, and they finalized this term of reference, which were then used as the roadmap for negotiations for the proposed bilateral trade agreement between the United States and India. So the trade representative, the USTR, the US trade representative Jamieson Gray, say that the ongoing talks will help to achieve balance and reciprocity by opening new markets for American goods and addressing unfair practices that harms US workers. India's constructive engagement so far has been welcome, and I agree. India has the best diplomatic solution and diplomatic actions after, I think, number one. Then next, probably is India. And also Vietnam. These few countries is so proactive. I'm very, 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 very impressed by their foreign affairs ministry. India particularly is outright proactive. I think Vietnam also very proactive, and they know that they are in the crosshair because they are supporting China so much. I mean, Israel is also very proactive, and Italy is, but it's not really in Italy's hands, but but the Indian ones is crazy. So which is why they got so far so fast. So they are looking forward to creating new opportunities for workers, farmers, entrepreneurs in both countries. And he confirmed that the USTR and the Indian's Ministry of Commerce and Industry has finalized the term of reference to lay down roadmap for negotiations for reciprocal trade. So this means that within the next few months, we're going to see this trade deal confirmed. A lot of details to go through, of course, because they both are huge countries, a lot of products and services, and definitely but this term of reference, probably this is like it's like a game rule on how to go ahead. All these things seems to be very very well established right now. And on top of that, I plan to do it in a separate video, but the JD Vance have said a lot of things during his speech. So do I have this here? No, never mind. Okay, never mind. So JD Vance said in the speech that is very very positive with India, and he have said that so let me make myself bigger. So JD Vance have said like he have a very very bullish speech about India, and by the sound of it, it looks like India and United States is going to go into the new level of cooperation and partnership, and by the look of it, they might even end up as military ally by the pacing of things, how things is going. But we shall see how the trade deal goes first. The trade deal will set the foundation for a greater partnership and friendship between the two countries, and it might lead to an alliance. JD Vance actually he actually said that they're going to offer India F-35. This is crazy because usually they do not offer F-35 to countries that still operates or have close military ties with Russia. Like they don't want to sell it to Turkey because Turkey buy S-400. But you see, India is a close military ally with or close military partner with Russia. So this is a huge development. And on top of that, he also raised about selling or rather having India produce multiple weaponries that India will need to use, including anti-tank missiles. And that is also news, where I've never heard that India, or I never remember or seen India actually uses US type of weapons like anti-tank missiles. So this is something new as well. So there is going to be a closer military ties between the two countries. And of course, who is this targeting at? It's not Russia. Again, it's China. So it's again another thing that is going to bring India closer with United States, and they're going to empower the Indian military with US hardware and US technology. And on top of that, they also don't talk about a lot of other things like giving India more nuclear power, like smaller nuclear power reactors, helping to power or bring more electricity into India so that India can develop faster, and allow, of course, in return they want US goods to be able to enter India. And all in all, the whole speech sounds super good. But of course, it's JD Vance. JD Vance is a great orator. He speaks really well, and his speeches are always very well written. So that one is one side. But by the surface listening, it sounds really really good. So I highly encourage you to go and find a speech where JD Vance actually speaks in India. That is fantastic speech. If you are Indian, I think you will love what he says, and you're gonna be very excited about the future of India. So all in all, I think the India-US trade deal is going to set the pace and the precedence and a point of reference for all countries. Because Japan is still operating in a very combative way when they try to negotiate with United States. They're still trying to keep the old system. They're still hugging it tightly. But India is different. India is basically going in with an open mind, and they basically really negotiate and tell the United States side their concerns, and they really try to look at where they can cooperate. And I think that is a very, very positive thing. So no, we shall see how this continue to go. As you can see, the trade balance for India is terrible because they are totally hammered by China and the Southeast Asian countries because of the the collaboration, the trade agreements, which then they export a lot to India, and India basically just don't have the ability to counter these cheap goods that they cannot fight against. They a lot of things they don't produce. So India is super keen to make a deal with United States, and we are literally now seeing the results. So anyway, I'm not going to drone on anymore. So I think this is basically the most important things. Two things happened over the past few days. This is the most important ones. And let me see, do I have anything more I can drop in? Is there a speech? Yeah, the spokesman. So one more thing. So another thing is that this is just a signal. I'm not sure if this is we should take this overly heavily, but no, this is something that you want to know. China basically put out this very strong statement. This reminds me of the wolf diplomacy that China used to do, which pissed off a lot of countries. So China say they firmly oppose any parties reaching a deal at the expense of China's interests. In such a situation arises, China will not accept it and will resolutely take reciprocal countermeasures. And warning this against countries to make a deal with Trump that will punish China. And appeasement does not bring peace, and compromise that does not earn respect. Of course, China being China, they like to say these kind of nice words. Seeking temporary self-interest at the expense of others in exchange for so-called exemptions is like asking a tiger for its skin. In the end, it will achieve nothing but harm both others and oneself. This is them warning the partners, the countries that have been helping China sell its goods to United States. This message is not to United States. This message, where they're going to take countermeasures against the country, this is not against the United States. They're going to take countermeasures against the countries that want to work with United States, against Chinese interests. And who are these countries? Check it out. These four. It's these four countries. Okay? And so anyway, of course, it's going to, be more than that. It's going to be South Korea. It's going to be Japan. Also, and of course, it's a warning to countries like Singapore as well. But mainly these four. These four has benefited greatly after Chinese companies move out of China to move to Southeast Asia so that they can escape the tariff. And many times they are being used as transshipments ports to export to United States to avoid tariff. So anyway, take it the way you want. But I said, this is wolf diplomacy. Of course, you can say that why United States can do it, why China cannot do it. Yes, it's just how it is. Anyway, thank you for watching. Press the like button, subscribe. You may hate it, but too bad. And so anyway, this trade war SITREP is now going to be published from now on the DPA news channel. The main reason is, despite I wanted the trade war SITREP to have a bigger reach, the YouTube algorithm is really punishing the main channel greatly, very badly, because it's just broken. The algo is broken. I don't explain why it's broken, but yeah, it's broken. You probably hear me say why it is. Ask me another time. I'll tell you. Maybe during DPA open mic, but it's broken. So I have no choice. I have to move the trade war SITREP to the main to the DPA news channel, so that the DPA main channel can focus on content that can get a lot of views. because once you have a news that is take lesser views, it punishes the viewers from watching the videos that they want to watch, because they will recommend the video lesser. So yeah, that's just how fucked up it is. So anyway, thank you for watching. Press the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next update. And happy birthday to you if your birthday today.